after that lovely intro, I'm gonna ask that even if you got a birthday party, if you can just come on up front. Come on guys, if you wanna have a hangout, come on up front. Or if not, I'll come up front, that's fine. I got one friend, he's got a toilet named after him. He's the cool guy.
Well, it's all over town.
Man, it's been really windy lately, hasn't it? Y'all know those guys that they used to talk about in middle school and like elementary school, they get a boner from a light breeze? I've been stepping out in these wind gusts and just been violently coming all the time. It's been awful. But anyway, another thing that's been really awful for me recently has been open mics. As you can imagine, with my intro, I get a warm, fuzzy, huggy, everybody just loves my comedy. So recently I got kicked out of an open mic. It's for the last thing in the world I thought it would be. I got kicked out for saying nipples. You know, that's wild. Last N-word I thought I'd get kicked off stage for saying. I had a couple in front of that I thought I'd get kicked off for saying. But I also, like, that's not even the worst story. I went to this open mic that was run by a literary magazine. Anybody here fuck around with literary magazines? I think the guys right here were at a literary magazine meeting and that's why they left. They were like, this is not what we thought. This is not it. This is not my sport. But this literary magazine, the open mic, it turned out, it was a couple of guys with acoustic guitars and about 12 ladies doing abuse poetry. Yeah, you guys have heard it before? Once or twice? So you know it sounds like if Quentin Tarantino wrote 50 Shades of Grey? Yeah, okay. So, but anyway, I was down there and, you know, I was waiting for my time to go on. And thankfully they put the acoustic guitars and me right in the middle of all of it. And I wish they'd put both the guys with acoustic guitars in front of me because, you know, I'm used to only being the inspiration behind that poetry. And I went on stage hard as a rock. Yeah, it didn't make for a real stiff crowd. But you know, I hooked him in, and somehow I got tangled up with this last comedian that's going on here, Mr. Jordan B. And he loves my comedy, so I know I got a good Minority Report. But anyway, man, any nurses in the house? I broke out in a rash. I know we ain't got many people here. Any nurses? Nobody? Nobody? Good. Okay, I think I'm gonna just die from this rash then. Nobody's gonna look at it. I figured that, you know, it was easier to see a nurse on TikTok than it is to see a fucking doctor in this area, isn't it? I guess I'll just have to get on TikTok tonight since nobody's here. Anyway, been watching 1,000 Pound Best Friends because I've lost all hope in life. But you know, as a comedian, everybody thinks I'm gonna come up here and fat bash them. I'm not. I love these girls. They're always on the same page. Best teammates around. And you can tell by the subtitles if you leave them on. You know, anytime that they have any kind of adversity, it's everybody cries. All cries at the bottom of your screen. You know, if somebody gains 2 pounds, everybody's got to cry for at least 15 minutes. That's a rule. 2 pounds, 15 minutes, 3 pounds is like 45 to an hour. So if you put 5 on, you're just going to lose a whole episode. It's rough on them gals sometimes. They got to do a lot of editing. But anyway, you know, they have any argument, they're just all screaming. Nobody really makes a point. Nobody, you know, wants to get to anything. They just all scream for a good like 5 minutes again. But you know, they go to the gym and you can really tell they're all on the same page there because it's all grunting. It's just all grunts until they get in and get out. But usually after that they go eat. And that's really good because you can tell they're all on the same page there because it's all pleasure noises on the subtitles. Yeah. Man, I hate people with a bunch of bumper stickers. He was talking about Subarus earlier, man. They're the most insufferable people because no matter what, the more bumper stickers they put on their car, the more likely they are to put one on there that you like, and you're like, hey, I might buy into that shit. I might buy into that. Pulled up the other day to a red light though, and I seen beside me there was like a Mustang that had a bunch of anti-government stickers on it, real loud muffler. I was like, man, you're a real anarchist, anti-government guy. Why don't you just like sit here at a red light? You're a pussy. Why don't you go ahead and push those policies right now, big boy? Go out there and see what happens. Man. Y'all don't like dirty shit or politics tonight. We're just a fucking light crowd tonight. Put some water in our sweet tea, didn't we? And did y'all hear about the youth pastor recently that announced that his girlfriend had turned 18 online? Yeah, it was right. I just wonder how he stumbled upon the great idea of doing it. Was he like sitting around praying one day, dear Lord, how will I go viral one day? I know you are the master of all this. And the Lord speaketh to him. He doesn't speak like Sean Connery now. He speaks like me, because I don't do impressions. I do just bad ones. But anyway, here's the Lord. The Lord was like, hey, buddy, you know on TikTok, all those hot girls shake their ass. And that's you get 1 million likes for that. That's all you get. And he's like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Lord, are you saying I should say something about my girlfriend? He's like, yeah, dude. Yeah, you should definitely talk about your girlfriend. Matter of fact, she's turning 18 this week. Why don't you talk about how you've been dating her for 4 years? That is sure to go viral as a youth pastor. And he said, oh, Lord, are you sure? Are you sure? He said, get on TikTok, look at some asses. You'll see how many likes they got. And he said, okay, Lord. He typed out his little Instagram caption. He put his phone on his bedside table. He said, okay, amen, Lord. We're going to do this. Hit post on Instagram. Fell asleep and he woke up and he seen this morning. He had all the notifications. He said, oh, the Lord was right. It worked for all the wrong reasons. He does work in mysterious ways, doesn't he? But man, I was so upset this morning to learn that Muppets on Ice is a live-action children's show. And not a commentary on the American Border Patrol. That's one of Mount Horror's jokes. You kind of got to translate it, and then sometimes people get it driving home, and they're like, oh, wait, that was a good one. Man. For a long time, I wanted to be a musician, and eventually I stumbled upon comedy because I just couldn't make a guitar talk. But I figured out that I have only one career in music. I think that's being a backup rap vocalist. I got a really good money, skirt, and that's it. That's all I got for music. I can't do anything else. My heart, you'll have to beatbox next time I'll give you a few more minutes and you can beatbox next time. Maybe we'll put something together. I can do an actual callback instead of just looking like an asshole. Oh yeah, and Catherine really wants me to go to therapy, just like everybody else was talking about tonight. But this morning I was sitting on the toilet and I think I finally figured out what kind of therapy I'm going to go to. I want to go to music therapy and figure out who fucked me as a kid to make me like all this weird music. Is that what that's about? Is it? You wooed earlier, no. She likes the fuck out of that. Is there some trauma in your past that we need to talk about? What kind of music do you like? Man, can't go no further without doing my merch pitch. I'm a traveling comedian, so I don't make hardly any money doing shit. But I make tie-dye t-shirts. I try and make them a little bit different than everybody else does, and that means I get my fingers really, really messy. And my mom really likes blue shirts, and so I always make her one blue shirt every time I do a batch of tie-dyes. It really fucks up my fingers because it looks like I've been finger banging Smurfette all day long. Yeah. Thanks for the notes, Catherine. Sit by the phone. Shit, sit by the phone and laugh. Or don't. I'm just kidding. I can't say shit tonight. Oops. But there's two kinds of hippies also, and they're our main sellers for when you come to tie-dyes. And there's earthy hippies that eat mushrooms, and there's chemical hippies that take whatever they can find, LSD, Molly, ketamine. I could go down a longer list, but I won't incriminate myself anymore. But they like rainbow tie-dyes. But the earthy hippies, you know, they just like a brown and a green and another green, you know, whatever. And that all kind of molds together and makes this weird, dark, you know, almost black on my hands. And that's pretty cool because I feel like I've been beating up somebody in blackface. Take that, Northam. Take that, Trudeau. Take that. Probably my grandpa. But the rainbow shirts, man, they really fuck me up because they don't blend together any, and it just looks like I got fuzzy rainbows all over my hands. Yeah. And the last time I had anything that happened with fuzzy rainbows in my hands, it was something weird happened with my uncle when I was about 7. He said that my hands made him feel like fuzzy rainbows. So I just washed that shit off as quick as I can. But also, you see there's a bunch of red ones over there. I just made a red batch the other day. And so I had a whole bunch of red on my hands. And I was like, man, I'm gonna have me some fun. Yeah, thanks, Catherine. But anyway, I had a bunch of red on my hands. I was like, man, I'm gonna have some fun. So I pulled my dick out and I jerked it 3 or 4 times. And I went running in the other room. I was like, guys, I forgot again. It's happening. What's going on? And I scared the shit out of my mom. It was a fun day though. She recovered well. It's all right. But I had a lot of fun out of high school. I dated this set of twins. It was a whole lot of fun, and folks would always ask me how I'd keep them apart, and I was like, man, it's no problem. Brandy's got real little nipples, and she paints her toenails blue, and Jesse's got a cock. A big, fat, hairy one that taught me a whole lot about life. But as of lately, I've had a lot of luck with Cottonmouth and depressed girls. And depressed girls are great. They all carry around this little vape, and they're just like them. You just hit it till it dies, and then you go find you another flavor. I usually don't get as big a response from women as that. Thank you for coming out. Usually it goes, I'll put their vapes back in their pocket after waving them at me. Fuck me, not tonight. Where's my buddy at? But my favorite depressed girl was this blind Disney adult, which is kind of wild. A blind Disney adult, they go hand in hand, because if you watch those movies, you're just like, I'm not going to pay attention to this shit. But anyway, she really liked when I did a Mickey impersonation when we had sex. So this is a little bit what it sounded like. Oh boy! Oh yeah! Oh, you like that dick making you goofy? Oh, sending you to Pluto, huh? Because as soon as I broke that character, I sounded nothing at all like her husband, and she got pissed every time. Got pissed. So how many ladies out there are screamers? No. All night you've been screaming, even at the fucking like domestic abuse jokes, and now you're like, don't scream at all. No. It's okay. It's all right. I think screaming's kind of annoying though. I know this girl, she screams every time I touch my basement door. See, you're laughing, but you're not screaming now. But I don't get it, man. I don't see why you would cry if I'm gonna bring you a BLT and a smooch. Come on now. This lady's really on board with my domestic abuse jokes. I love it. I love it. This is my favorite. Man, somebody said something about Rogan earlier, right? So ladies, if you walked in on your man jacking off, would you be more mad if it was porn or Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan?
I would much rather watch porn than Joe Rogan.
Okay. Well, this is gonna get a little awkward for you. Because I've been jacking off recently to Rogan. You're not into bald guys? I see you've got at least one hairy guy around you. That's cool.
This is my brother-in-law. He doesn't have much hair, but he's also in the military.
Okay. That's right. We got you covered there, Sparky. Carson Wentz. Get that one? That's for 3 people in the audience. You're welcome. But anyway, commonly listening to Rogan and jacking off, I hear that he comes up on the consensus that mushrooms are going to help this world. And so what I've done was I went out and got me a healthy dose, about a half an ounce or so, and I choked them down. And I think they've surely helped me because I haven't had a gay thought since I've come down off of them. I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. I'm going to give the mic back to Catherine just as soon as I plug this real quick. If y'all would, if you liked it at all, you are contractually obliged to get on your phone right now and go to